Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. So apparently, men aren't allowed to talk about sexual assault. Apparently, white men aren't allowed to talk to a woman who's accusing a man of sexual assault. Apparently, old, white, Republican men aren't allowed to stand up for what's right because only women can talk about sexual abuse, at least according to the Democrats. And the wimpy Republicans in the Senate, at least most of them, except Senator Lindsey Graham, caved to that politically correct nonsense. They caved to the Democratic bullies, telling them they weren't allowed to talk because they're men. Well, lucky for you, I'm a woman, and I don't cave to bullies. Feminists don't speak for me. Alyssa Milano does not speak for me. Dianne Feinstein does not speak for me. Spartacus sure as heck doesn't speak for me. And as a woman, I'm allowed to talk about this, right? Or am I not allowed because I'm a conservative woman? I feel terrible for Dr. Christine Blasey Ford. Her testimony was heartbreaking. Clearly, she's a damaged woman. You can see the trauma in every line of her demeanor. I feel terrible for Judge Brett Kavanaugh. His testimony was compelling. I'm sure I'm not the only one who was bawling my eyes out watching him talk about his daughter, praying for the woman accusing him of a crime he says he's innocent of. Now listen to me very closely. Both testimonies were compelling. They were emotional. This is why we look for evidence. If you're basing your judgment on whose emotion moved you the most, you're doing it wrong. Which side presented evidence? Which side substantiated their claim? Which side had proof that their words were not true, but accurate? Who had corroboration of their claims, and who didn't? Now stop for just a moment before you answer. Take a deep breath. Nobody else is listening to what you're thinking. You don't have to think the way that somebody else tells you to think. Deep in your heart, answer those questions to yourself. Who provided proof? And who didn't? That's the thing. We have to base decisions of guilt on evidence. Otherwise, any dramatic presentation from any woman accusing any man on any whim can destroy a man's life. That's not justice, that's injustice. And it's up to us to stand up and say so. And that's my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.